At the very end of the first Aliyah, we encounter the pasuk Vayedaber Hashem el Moshe ve'el Aaron, that God spoke to Moshe and to Aaron v'yitzavem, and He commanded them El Bnei Yisrael regarding the Jewish people, ve'el Paro Melech Mitzrayim, and regarding Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, Lahotziat Bnei Yisrael me'eretz Mitzrayim, to deliver the Jews from the land of Egypt. Of course, the command that was going to be given to Pharaoh was a command, Lahotziat Bnei Yisrael me'eretz Mitzrayim, to deliver the Jewish people from Egypt. But what was the command given to the Jews, El Bnei Yisrael? According to the Medrash, it was that Moshe and Aaron were being commanded now by God to deal with the Jews with a gentle manner, to be patient with them, calm with them, despite any kinds of problems that the Jews will create for Moshe and Aaron. Be patient with the Jews and make sure Pharaoh takes the Jews out of Egypt. And yet, one of the earliest explanations, perhaps the earliest, is found in the Gemara in Yerushalmi in Rosh Hashanah, the third parak, the fifth halacha, where we taught that they were commanded al shiluach avadim, on how they would one time in the future be slave owners, and they would have an obligation to free their own slaves, their own avadim ivriim, and what the laws were regarding slave ownership. This also can explain why in Mishpatim, the very first mitzvah we are taught about is the Eved Ivri, because that, according to the Yerushalmi, was the very first mitzvah they received before the mitzvah of Korban Pesach, before the mitzvah of Rosh Chodesh, before the mitzvah that were given at Marah. The very first mitzvah the Jewish people received was Shiluach Avadim, was sending away your slaves, which led Rabbi Yisrael Reisman to suggest a fascinating idea, that for a Jewish person, one of the most important features in our religious growth is to seize the moment, to understand the experiences that we have and grow from those experiences. And so, for example, if a person finds themselves in need of tzedakah and later has the resources to give tzedakah, they need to give it with a different sense of responsibility and opportunity. They should be more generous because they understand it more. And now that the Jews were leaving Egypt, they had been slaves and were about to face the Exodus, they would understand what it means to be a slave and what it means to be freed from servitude. And this too, said Rabbi Reisman, is the message we all need to understand, that from our own lives, there are opportunities we have to understand the mitzvot even more. We need to seize the moment, learn from our experiences, and constantly grow as a Jewish people.